Let's talk about two different consumers, or a different consumer with a different value of good X. So we'll start out with two different consumers, thinking about it that way. Good X and good Y. And we'll have one consumer that's represented by green preferences. And we'll have another consumer that I'll represent with these orange preferences. So the first thing you might be asking yourself is, Darren, these indifference curves cross. So what's wrong with that? Can these indifference curves cross? And the answer is, it's okay if they cross, because they're representing two different consumers. So you'll notice that the orange preferences never cross the orange preferences. The orange indifference curves never cross the orange indifference curves. And the green indifference curves never cross the green indifference curves. So as long as each individual's preferences are consistent, they don't cross, increasing value, all the axioms of consumer preference. As long as each individual's indifference curves don't cross, we're okay. So now let's talk about which consumer values good X more, okay? And how do we show valuing good X more? What's the only measure of value in our picture here? Well, the only measure of value of good X is how much Y they're willing to give up to get one more unit of good X. And that is called the marginal rate of substitution. So we'll start with one indifference curve for the green preferences and another indifference curve for the orange preferences. And this might be U2, really doesn't matter. But one preference, one indifference curve for green, one indifference curve for orange preferences. And now we're going to look at how much Y each consumer is willing to give up to get one more unit of good X. And so we need one more unit of good X, which I'll label in blue. So this is change in X equals 1. So we're getting one more unit of good X, and we want to know how much each consumer is willing to give up to get one more unit of good X. So you'll notice I started my point strategically where the indifference curves cross. So this is Y0. And the green preferences willing to give up that much X. The orange preferences, person with the orange preferences are willing to give up that much Y. So which consumer is willing to give up more Y to get one more unit of good X? Well, as you see, it's consumer with the green preferences. Okay? So the green preferences, the person with the green preferences have a higher value of good X. Okay? The steeper the indifference curve, the higher the value of good X is.